the show. I'm Sherry Schreiner. And today I'm going to talk about, I have no idea. Okay, so, let's see. I've been looking over stuff that's going on, and you know what? It's just so boring. I mean, really, it's the same old, same old. When you wake up in the morning and there's harp clouds, because they're not even chemtrails anymore. We get harp clouds. Look at these patches of spongy-looking clouds. And those are a lot harder to take out with the orgone, because I don't know what type they are. And covering up the sky. Everybody thinks you're crazy, but you know what? You look west, or look east, when the sun's setting west, and tell me what that big bright spot in the east is. I was sitting out in the driveway last night again looking at that. The sun's setting in the northwest corner. And diagonal across the sky in the southeast corner is a huge bright spot hidden up by clouds. You're thinking, what the heck is that? And all the clouds in between are dark. So it's not like there's a ray of light from one end of the sky beaming to the other, because everything in the middle is dark. Craziest thing I've ever seen. So the White House was putting out that Trump is expected to withdraw, make it official this week, that he's expected to withdraw from the Paris Agreement. Nobody seems too concerned. I browsed several different New Age places, and nobody's even mentioning it. And I'm thinking, if nobody cares, why should I be alarmed? Am I the only one alarmed here? Maybe it's just because it's hogwash. Everybody knows it's hogwash. Because they're all just pumping away at, let's get the RV going. And I know what they're thinking. Because we're playing the same game we've been playing for the last several years. They want us to leave, the first group of people to leave, and then they'll run the RV out. It doesn't work that way, folks. They RV, and then we leave. That's the way it goes. Unless Father pulls the plug for whatever reason, then fine. But as far as I know, if we don't see that RV and you don't get on your little bullhorns and announce to 5 million people that they can go exchange worthless currencies for something that they've upped in value, then nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. We're still going to be here, and your little Ashtar command is going to still be in hell because they're in detainment right now because you can't get your act rolling. And while you can't get your act rolling, they're in detainment. They'll be let out when you get your act rolling. So it's kind of like swirling around the drain right now, as it's been for several years, swirling and going nowhere. That's why they're in detainment. I went back yesterday. They got to come out and have some fun Saturday. Dress rehearsal. I don't even know what that was about. But they're back. So I've been browsing through the newsletters. I can only take so much of this at a time. Because, you know, it's what I've been saying all along, folks. Read between the lines of this stuff. HSBC, Hong Kong, Shanghai Bank of China. They are in charge of global exchanges They're taking over global banking. We've gone from the Rothschilds to HSBC, which is a prop-up company for what they call the Chinese elders. Chinese elders is a huge buzz name for this whole global currency reform. So let me reiterate, because I wrote an article on this last year. Who are the Chinese elders behind the scenes? They secretly rule and dominate China, but very little is known about them. I'm going to read this little article I wrote. It's not that long. If you follow financial board rhetoric, you will often hear the terms Chinese elders or grandfather. These are the leaders behind the scenes of China running the politics and economics, much like the Illuminati in America. It's their secret shadow group behind everything operating in the background. But who are they? The Chinese version of the Illuminati? In a nutshell, yes, their own version. They have been working to reestablish the world's currencies to be backed on gold they own and have. In China, one currency is backed by the gold owned by these elders. These elders are ancient demigods. They have a seed line on earth direct with them, like the Illuminati has their own 13 families direct to them. The Illuminati is operated and controlled by the reptilian seed line. In China, the elders are a different faction distinct to them as the dragon race. They feel they are the superior race because their lineage of the elders goes back directly to the dragon himself, Lucifer. The Chinese themselves are not sons of Adam or Cain for that matter. They are cut from a different cloth. They are the children of Lilith, Adam's first wife, created for him who left him and procreated with Lucifer, eventually being banished from the earth. But she left her children, the almond eye race, who were then raised by the ancient Babylonians, who were the fallen angels who fell with Lucifer, and then grew to dominate the Middle East. They moved eastward to where they are today in China. Their home base of rule is in Mongolia, deep underground, the city of Shambhala. Shambhala is the center of the underground world. They rule their own from there, along with the different factions of other alien and demigod races that live under the earth. It is accessible via the north and south poles and from many other smaller hidden access points from around the world. Together with the ancient elder race known as the White Lizards, who operate in an underground city under the Libyan desert, they have been ruling behind the scenes, directing world affairs, economies, and religions. To be clear, the dragons are not the same as the reptiles. They are different creations, histories, peoples, nations, seed lines, and leaders. But both are personifications of the same person, Lucifer. The dragons have bat wings and are very dragon-esque looking in appearance and features, where the reptiles are, well, reptiles with lizard skin and features. So they're two different races, the dragon and the reptile, two different cultures, two different lineages, and it is the Chinese who feel they are superior. So the battle wages behind the scenes between who gets to be the leader of the one world government. I told you they all wanted it, but they would all fight over who gets to lead it. And we have the dragon race, the Chinese, or the reptilian race, which are the Illuminati. The Ashtar Command, who all these New Agers are waiting for, are actually Lilith's kids too. And so they are more closely aligned with the dragon race, the Chinese, than they would be the reptilian race represented by the Illuminati. Naturally, Satan, who hates humans, period, he hates all humans, would still go with his own over any of Adam's children. He hates Adam's kids. And so if the cabal is looking to stay in power, they really just, they don't have a leg to stand on, really. But don't tell them that, because they think they're the top, you know. They all fight over who they think has the most power and the most control and blah, blah, blah. Your sons of Adam. So, yeah, if you're a Westerner, or like the white races, you're sons of Adam. So, it's, the Chinese probably have a better argument because their lineage is direct to Lucifer and Lilith. And both of them are banned from the earth, although they come back, so to speak, banned. So, this is who's running all this new peace and money and wealth we're going to get. You know, let me be your reality check, folks. Because I know that there's a lot of good people who would do a lot of good things if they had a lot of good money. But let's look at reality in the face here. We got Nibiru coming in, and I've done shows on Nibiru. And we've got destructions coming, prophesied by the Bible. The only way you could really buy into any of this Gesera and Nasera stuff, even though the good intent is good, is to throw away the Bible completely and not believe any of that stuff is going to happen. Because with all the destructions that are coming, what do you think humanitarian projects and foundations are going to do? If there's nothing to buy, what are you going to buy? Come on, folks. So many people spend so much time on dreaming instead of building a relationship with the Father. Don't you think that's a little bit more important at this point of the game? Or any day of your life, really? How much more time do you think you have? You know? Especially when we're talking, the huge backup date was September of 2018. I get it. But they really wanted it by 2017. And so they're pushing it and they're plugging it really hard for this year, just like they did last year, 2016. I'm seeing a lot of overlapping here, like a same old repeat year, because nothing's happening now, like nothing happened last year except the completion of soul scalping worldwide. I told you that was going on. Everybody you see on TV has been soul scalped. That's already reality. You turn the TV on, and they're all fake humans. They're all possessed. They've all been replaced. They're possessed. Or the new thing is they're transgender. They have all these games going on, these agendas going on. But everybody you see on TV is a fake. Sell out to Satan, fake. You can't even get a sports job if you don't sign the dotted line to Satan. And what do? They soul scalp you. You know, some of you guys think joining the Masonry is harmless. Oh, it's a good works organization. Maybe that's what happened to Tim Tebow, huh? Because he sold out. And they took him over. There's evidence he sold out in college. So I'm not sure what's going on with him in that. But it's obvious now. Because everybody you see on TV has those clone eyes, the snowflake eyes, the slit eyes. They're all fakes. How did I get on that subject? So anyway, as we await, because they're supposed to be rolling out this RV that might be good for all of about 6 months. Because what happens is it signals a lot of things. It signals the advent of the age of Aquarius. Everybody wants you to focus on Nasera or Gesera. It's the focus, it's the sign of the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius represents Lucifer on earth ruling. It also signifies Chinese domination of the world. And if you don't think that's a problem, you need about 10 tank trucks to clear the sand out that's between your ears. Because they're not cut from the same cloth, folks. They're not Adam's kids. They don't think like us. They don't eat like us. Their cultures are nothing like ours. And they will come over to America and start kicking people out of their homes. How do you think the FEMA camps start filling up? There's not that many big mouths that would need to fill up millions of resistors and big mouths. There's just not many, okay? Because they've already killed most of us off. Look how many die of heart attacks. The CIA has all these heart attack chemicals and weapons they use, and they give people strokes. They're already killing them off. So don't tell me all the FEMA camp are the resistors and big mouths. It's not. There's just not too many left. It's normal Americans. It's mom and pop who paid off their mortgage loan and want to live out their retirement years. And here come the Chinese clearing out neighborhoods because it's their neighborhood now. They're going to take eminent domain of America. That's how they clear up the FEMA camps. Oh, and if you're hungry, well, if you want food, well, then you're just going to have to take the chip, enjoying Lucifer's kingdom on earth, and you might get your house back, and they might let you out of the camp, but you got to get the chip. Damn your soul for eternity if you do, folks. Food is going to be a huge part of their bribe program. They're not going to force you to get it. They can't. What they will do is bribe you to get it. They'll starve you to death and wave steak in front of your face. These are the things that are coming. You know, in Malachi, it warns about, you know, Malachi, Micah, maybe it's Micah. He's railing against the false prophets, and he's yelling about because they're telling people peace is coming, peace and prosperity, and it talks about how these people are being abducted and eaten. Let me get that scripture. I want to read it because I wrote an article. Can bad things happen to good people? Because Christians, you know, they don't believe they can get eaten by an alien or a giant that's coming. And it's a reality check for you. Yeah, it's Micah. Micah chapter 3, 2-4. Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones, who eat the flesh of my people, and flay their skin from off them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces, as for the pot and its flesh within the cauldron. And these people who this is happening to shall cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. They were rebellious against him. They were living lives full of sin, not seeking him, not living righteously in his ways. Now, who do you know who hates good and loves evil and plucks the skin off, flesh off their bones? Satanists, the Illuminati, they do this at rituals all the time. It's Christians who are being hunted down and hounded by them, sacrificed on their altars, abducted by aliens and put in their meat freezers. Why do you think I spend so much time going after alien bases with our Orgone War? To shut them down, to do something, anything, to stop them from collecting humans like baseball cards. They were stuffing humans in cages in these things. El Paso had a huge underground prison where they were stuffing Mexicans coming across the border. It's rows and rows of look like jail cells, stuffed with people. And when you're in one of those bases, you never come back out. I've never, ever heard one testimony of a survivor that escaped and got out. And they pray to the Father. And so, gee, it doesn't sound like a bunch of atheists getting their comeuppance on that one, huh? It doesn't sound like they're rounding up Satanists and witches and evil people. They imprison and round up good people. And they pray to the Father and they ask for help. And He hears their cries and their prayers. How do you think He's put up with it all this time? I don't know how He does. But this is what happens, folks. Bad things happen to good people. Concentration camps, FEMA camps are coming to America because the prophet said so. Not because I said so, or Alex Jones, or anybody else. It's already prophesied by Isaiah. It's one of the reasons America is destroyed. Dad's justice, retaliation for the nation Babylon, which is today America, rounding up their citizens and putting them in camps, killing them. He gets justice, he gets retaliation, but he doesn't stop it from happening, folks. So I don't know what Trump's waffling is at this point. I don't know if he actually thinks that the Paris bill is about carbon emissions, and he wants to separate that, or he's supposed to say he's coming up against it at the same time it passes. Maybe he's playing one of those shuffling card things. I don't know. You know, you look at D.C. and it's nothing but clones and lizards. If you thought Obama was bad, nothing's changed. You know, every time you look at Trump, it's just a clone. They're pulling out the Saturday Night Live double, the chubby one. That's the clone. And Melania is usually shape-shifting somewhere beside him. Her eyes get real black. It's a mess, folks. It's a mess. I'm not sure whose Trump handler is. I'm not sure. Like, Obama was easy. It was Valerie Jarrett. And everybody knew that. Anyway, folks, ladies, see, and I got 90 seconds to go. So until Friday, we just swirl the drain. Because that's all it seems like we're doing. Keep swirling around the drain. Be back at noon on Friday. Till then, everybody. God bless.